Hello my friends and welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master SP Deck Challenge Deck Overviews Part 12. Okay, so I have something I want to say. I was watching other YouTubers, and they actually put it a pretty good way. What I can say is that I just plan to post my videos often, maybe at least 2 times a week. But if I say I'm planning to post them often, I can do more and it'll still be okay. So yeah, I think I'll say it like that. I'm planning to post often, at least 2 times a week, because I think that's a pretty good goal to have. Then it's not too rare. And I think that's definitely manageable. I can definitely do 2 a week. I can definitely try to do 2 a week. So, but yeah. If I can do more, that's fine too. I'm not really too worried, but maybe if I ever was to get lots of subscribers, maybe I could hold on to a more tight-knit schedule. But for now, I'll just say often. I'm gonna post my videos often. I know it works for these other YouTubers, because the other YouTubers I see that also say often like this, and not necessarily every day. They end up getting quite a few subscribers too. So, and I'm pretty sure some of them probably have at least 1,000. So it's definitely okay for me to be saying this, for me to be doing this. Just thinking a little bit. Anyway, I also want to say, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell for my regular content. Yeah, I can also say regular, because that's kind of just I guess at least I have that correct, because it's definitely regular. It's not daily, it's just regular. Well, maybe not exactly regular, so maybe I can say that I put out often. Maybe I should say it like that, actually. So subscribe to the content that I put out often, or at least fairly often. Anyway, yeah, I'll just say often, because that's good enough. Anyway, you can either click the bell and select to subscribe to my personalized content, as in the content that you like the most, by selecting the bell and selecting personalized, or all of my content if you just don't really want to mess, or you just want to help me, or since I'm just posting a lot of Mastle anyway, maybe just Mastle, so you'll just do that. And you can always change it later if I end up posting more than just Mastle. But for now, it's a lot of Mastle. Trying to get done with the stuff I need to get done with Mastle. Starting with getting done through those deck overviews. And of course, going through the news when there's new news. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's just a little. In this case, there's quite a bit of news, so let's get through that. But yeah, and then to make up for my not as often uploading, I'll just do try to get as close to 60 minutes as I can without going too over, because if I do that, then the video will just cut off, and maybe some of my intros cut, some of my videos cut. I don't want that. I'm sure you guys don't want that either. So anyway, first piece of news, Road to Worlds. I'm going to be showing you more about this later on. Actually no, not exactly about this, but well, it's kind of related, but I'll be showing they have stuff in the mission section tied to this, but yeah, I'll show that later on. I want to wait until I get them all, and then I can show them all off, but I don't think this is exactly related to that. This is about a proficiency test. And it doesn't look like you're getting any gems for this, but it's probably not going to be too difficult. And once they get enough people passing, they give everybody a protector. I think this is for, yeah, this is for everyone. Even the ones who didn't pass, but I think it should be pretty easy to pass anyway. So not that big of a deal. Kind of sucks that, I'm not sure if you get gems or not, but we'll know more about it once it comes. They even say like the date when it, apparently it's going to Japan first before it goes global. I think that's what they're saying, but anyway. Oh yeah, and then like the actual like date for when it goes global is down there. So May 23rd, which is coming up. So it's a good thing that it's gonna be before I'm going on a vacation or anything. So that's good. So I should be able to take it. And I probably will just to help with the passing rate. And because it probably won't be that difficult. And because I want to show you what, like, show you guys what it is. I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same for everyone or different. But that's why I want to show you what it's like. Anyway, guess a few issues applied after update. So this was what the main thing was. Also the talk. So like that was like what they like notified you of. Because they're talking about like other parts of the update in like other news. And another one of those like oh, I think this is a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure how this is different from the Duelist Cup, I think it's called. But I mean it is more gems, so that's cool. And just try to get as high as you can, I guess. Like, try to earn yourself as many gems as you can. I'm probably not going to be able to make it to a second round. But, I mean, getting some gems from it is better than getting no gems. And, of course, there's probably going to be missions tied along with it. So, at least going until I get all the missions done. Oh, yeah, I took this survey. You only get the legacy packs one time. So, don't try taking the survey again. Like, you can, but yeah, they'll tell you this. Yeah, and if you try taking it, here, I'll show you. So, I'll just try to answer the same way. But yeah, if you answer this again, you won't be getting the, you won't get the rewards again. Yeah, I did the rewards. Not using it. No plans to use it. Think it's good. Yeah. Satisfied. Implementation, new cards, expanding solo mode. Different kinds of event doors. I didn't answer that way before. Yeah, see, but they don't give you it again. So don't even really try. Like, I mean, I guess the only reason you wouldn't want to submit again was to change if like you answered something a bit wrong. It's nice that they give you the option to go through it again. But yeah, you're not rewarded a second time. But yeah, those are the kinds of surveys they like, the ones that actually give you rewards. Even if they're just legacy pack tickets, like you can, I mean, you can get some good stuff from that. So it's not like a total waste. And it's gonna be a while before you get everything from those legacy packs. As you can see from me opening like hundreds of them and not having everything. Still getting new cards. Oh yeah, this one, addition and method of attaining Blackwing seeing the Cloak. This is basically a bunch of like jargon that they're saying. Like, basically, if you want to boil it down, there's a new structure deck. Steam the Cloak is limited, so you can open this structure deck. You only have to open it one time if the only cards you care about is Steam the Cloak. But there's some other cards in there that can only be generated as well. So if you want to pick up 3 of those cards, you want to buy 3 of the structure deck. And it's cool that they limit you off from buying more than 3, because why would you buy more than 3? Like, there's really no reason to. I mean, I guess I'm not sure if you can get like hollow printings or royal finish printings, but I guess that could be the reason. But either way, they like they don't allow you to buy any more, which can either be good or bad. Like, it's good because like you won't accidentally be buying a 4th copy, like, or you'll know which ones you already picked up 3 copies of a structure deck for. But like, I guess if you could have had a chance at a hollow royal finish, like, I'm not sure if you can or not. Like, I guess like now, like, you can only try 3 times before they block you off. I don't think I ever did though, so I'm not sure if it is possible. Anyway, not too big, but like, it is. I mean, Steam the Cloak, the reason why it's getting limited is because going from banned to limited, I should say, is because Hulk isn't here anymore. Hulk's been banned, so of course Steam the Cloak isn't as broken, although it's still pretty good. It's still pretty generic too. Like, it can help with link climbing, but you kind of have to like hard draw into it if you're not playing Blackwings. It's definitely a lot easier to search for in Blackwings. Oh yeah, and then here's this. See, I already looked at some of these. So this is something I'm gonna be like going into more. I think this applies some missions that were released, but I'll be showing them off later. And then this, so more gem deals, and I think they have these gem deals a lot. So if you're going to be buying gems, like, which I'm not, but if you're going to be buying gems, and if you can hold off, you might as well hold off until you get these deals. And then maybe, and then if you really wanted to, you could just buy all the deals. And even just buying all of the special deals here, like, okay, I guess, like, this one, like, maybe it's always available, but this one is only for a limited time. Like, basically, if you bought this 3 times, the one that just came out, this is for 3,000 gems, so that's going to be 9,000 gems. And then if you still have this deal, that's like another 4,500. Which is going to get you over the limit, so that is a total of, like, so I guess even that, like, you could get super unlucky and not get everything in a pack, but you don't really need to get everything in, like, a new section pack, because, like, if you get, like, a bunch of extras, like, you can just, like, disenchant those and just, like, craft your missing URs or SRs that you want anyway, or the URs or SRs you didn't care about. Like, maybe just disenchant those if you need to, even if they're not extra copies. So I guess like 9,000 is like maybe like a ton in the grand scheme of things, because that's like 90. But I think like that should be fine. Like, I mean, I don't buy gems at all, and I can like afford most decks. Like, I tried building a Telements though, and I guess I didn't really have all the cards for it, but I'm not too worried about that. I just wanted to get my gem supply down, and I'm still playing my Nimble Sprites anyway, so I mean, I don't really care. Anyway, the new selection pack. Yeah, see, and then the structure deck pertains to that Steam the Cloak thing. Yeah, it's called Blackwing's Pride. It's a Blackwing structure deck. There's a little bit of description for it. If you'd like to read that. Yeah, Blackwings are pretty cool because they're pretty cool at swarming the board. But I don't really care too much about the Blackwings, although it is pretty cool that you can that you do get a new deck box design that you can like use for more than just the Blackwing structure, which is honestly kind of cool. So it might be worth buying one copy of it just for that. But yeah, here's the whole deck list. And if you like what you see, you can go ahead and buy it. Should I go through the deck? You know what? Now, I'll probably just go through it real quick. So this one special summons itself. Yeah, see, a lot of these special summon itself either while you control another Blackwing, or if you control a monster with enough attacks. So this one is more for when you actually already have your big guys out, you can then special summon it. And all of your synchro monsters are going to fulfill that condition. It's actually kind of versatile, I guess, because, like, you could play, like, have, like, non-Blackwing monsters on the field, and as long as they have 2,000 more attack, you can still special summon it. Although, some of its other effects are more about, like, wanting you to at least play, like, some Blackwing synchros. It's a once per duel effect, so how good is it? Oh, just destroy a face-up card. This might be worth playing in, like, decks where... Actually, it's level 2, so technically you could, I guess, play in sprites, like, once you bring out one of your sprite monsters with 2,000 more attack. But I think the only problem is it's kind of difficult to bring out a monster with that much attack and sprites. I mean, you could do gigantic sprite, but you kind of don't want to, like, you're kind of not really banking on even him having that much attack, mainly using him for the effect, because, like, having to use a link can kind of stink, I guess. I mean, maybe when Sprint comes out, it's a little bit easier to make the gigantic sprite. But, like, I mean, you're swarming so much anyway. I'm not sure if you really need this. And then Blackwing Vada, the Emblem of Wandering. Yeah, this is one of the ones that, like, special summons itself while you control the Blackwing. Yeah, and a few of them, also allow you to kind of cheat out your synchro monsters in one way or another. Like this one, it only allows you to cheat out specific synchro. So if you're not playing that synchro, it may not be as good. And it might be more worth just playing is the Via in here? I think it's Via. Because Via allows you to cheat out any of your synchros. Yeah, Vayu. This is probably the better one. This allows you to cheat out any of your Blackwing synchros, not just the... Although I don't think Blackwinged Dragon counts as a Blackwing monster, I'm not sure. So maybe it doesn't allow you to cheat out that, but I don't think people really play this card anyway. Actually, I guess, like, now that you can use it to bring out the Assault Dragon, maybe the Blackwing Dragon has more purpose. I'm not sure though. Zephyros, of course, pretty good card in a lot of decks because that's a pretty easy summoning conditions. If you have another level 4, you can make rank 4s, maybe even go into, like, level 8 synchros if you have, like, tuners or, like, easier synchro material. Because, like, once you special summon him, doesn't have any restrictions on what you can use him for. And then all you have to do is return a card to your hand. Which, if you're playing a lot of, like, continuous cards or, like, field spells, like, that's not really a big deal. Like, just return one of those and then... Or, I mean, it's also pretty useful, like, if you want to turn off your floodgates at the same time. Like, if you're done with, like, a skill drain or a summon limit. I think those cards are still unbanned. Yeah, like, you can always turn it off. And then Sudri. Yeah, I guess there's a bit more Blackwing Dragon support nowadays. Huh. I'm not sure how good it is, but it's cool that the giving more support to Blackwing Dragon, since Blackwing Dragon is like the main card for Crow, since that's like supposed to be his signer monster. Okay, so let's see, next card is Blackwing Vayu, the Emblem of Honor. Yeah, this is, I really like. I'm not, but like maybe it is worth playing both, because like, if Blackwing Dragon is a lot better now, Vada could actually be fairly good. But if not, like, Vayu the Emblem might still be the more worth it, because like, even if Blackwing Dragon isn't good, a lot of the other a lot of the actual Blackwing Sinkers are good, because I don't think Blackwinged Dragon actually counts as Blackwing. I could be wrong though. And then Gale, that's a really good card for back in the day. It's still really good for Blackwings. Just being able to have something is just a bonus on top of its able to swarm the field, as long as you control any Blackwing. And another cool thing, I think a lot of the ones that have a special summon where you control a Blackwing, that's not a once per turn. So if you have like multiple Gales in your hand, you can like special summon them all as long as you control a Blackwing. So that's kind of crazy. Or like if you can find a way of returning it to your hand, like you probably be able to like use its special summon again. That's another cool thing about the Blackwings. And then Steam the Cloak. When it leaves a field, it leaves behind a Steam token. Yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty restrictive in Synchro summoning, but, like, not in, like, any other, like, kind of summoning. Shamal. Like, this is a good card because Black Feather Whirlwind is very good. However, like, I'm not sure if people... Actually, no, it might be worth, like, having both of these, like... Because Simoon also, can, like, basically place a Black Whirlwind too, and even get you an extra normal summon on top of that. Because it can just normal summon itself. Yeah, you of course want to just do the normal summon itself, because then you get a search right away after that. And it's definitely worth playing 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. Although you can only do this while you control no monsters. So I'm saying like this for that reason it might be worth playing at least a few Shamals, because this can be used even while you control monsters. Like, it's not like, it doesn't get you like that extra normal summon or whatever, a normal summon on top of it, so you can like do it twice. But like, I mean, like, if you can like do Shamal first, get one, and then Simoon to get another, like, you can get 2 searches at that point, which is pretty cool. So you might want to play that, like, just for that reason. Because, like, having as many searches as you can get is really good for getting you lots of Blackwings in hand, especially since a lot of those Blackwings can just special summon themselves. You can get a few that special summon themselves, a few that you might want to normal summon so that you can get another search if, like, you use Simoon to get that one search. So it's cool that there's, like at least one more way to search the Black Whirlwind. I mean, oh wait, and then you also get to incur Blackwings from your graveyard, so it's pretty versatile in that way too. So, but yeah, you may not want to be running a ton of these. Like, you probably want to run 3 Simoons because he's a really good starter play. I mean, maybe you just run 3 Shamals, like, just because like the searching is so good, like you don't mind having more than the card that you're searching. Oh, wait a minute. This search is for Black Feather Whirlwind, not Black Whirlwind. This is a new one. Oh, I thought it was another card that searched for a Black Whirlwind, but no, it searches for this card, Black Feather Whirlwind. Another card that kind of also calls out Blackwing. So this is a card that you can also search out with the Sudri as well, but you can also search out with this. So if there's no other good targets, then you might just run this to search out the Black Feather Whirlwind, if you want to play that way. But I'm not sure if it's like really that worth, like, is it good? I mean, it does special summon other things from your Banstone and graveyards. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, it could be worth it. Blizzard special summons a monster from your graveyard. Doesn't even negate effects, so that's pretty nice. Chinook, yeah, it's another way to it's a way to send Blackwing Dragon to the graveyard if you don't want to have to like bring it out. It can also send other Blackwing synchros, so even if you're not going the Blackwing Dragon route, you can still use it for sending other Blackwing synchros. But I'm not sure if you really want to send them straight from the XX to the graveyard, because I don't think they really have graveyard effects. Although this one, yeah, this one can just like have you banish it from the graveyard, so that might actually be the way you want to do it. Because Blackwing Dragon, like, simply bring that out, like, not really too great. So you might just, like, send to a graveyard with Chinook. And then you need to also banish a tuner synchro. So maybe play, like, this is a synchro tuner, so, but maybe you could also play some other tuner synchros that are fairly easy to bring out. Like, there's a lot of good ones, like the Salt Synchron, I think it is, the one that is level 2 and draws you a card when sync summon. There's also Cold Dragon, which is a pretty good one that allows you to discard a card and destroy something, and also draws you a card when it's destroyed. So yeah, this is probably like the best way you want to do it. Just to send the Blackwing Dragon if you want to go that route. Otherwise, I'm not sure if it's worth playing, because like if you're not really going down that route, like why you really need to send Blackwing monsters to the graveyard, Blackwing synchros, because you can't even revive them if they're not summoned properly. And then Cloak. This is probably another card that may be worth having 3 of, just because like it's kind of similar to an Honest, giving your Blackwings more attack. It's not bad. For the Spear is another one that can special summon itself. Like, probably definitely worth playing 3 of that. Like the ones that can special summon themselves while you control Blackwing, you probably want to play, like, try playing, like, the maximum copies of each of those. Because the special summon from hand isn't a once per turn. So it's not like having a bunch of them will really clog your hand. Sure, the Blue Flame, I don't think it's as powerful as it once was. Because you're not really going to battle as much. Like, you're not really looking for battle-based effects as much. But, I mean, it might be worth playing, like, one of it. Like, I don't know. You're more looking to try to, like, build up your Synchro pool or your X deck pool of monsters as soon as you can without necessarily needing to go into battle first. But I guess I could be wrong. Maybe, like, that is the way. Um, also the South Wind. Yeah, I just think like you have so many other ways of being able to like search for Blackwings, special summon Blackwings, swarm the board with Blackwings. Like, do you really need Shura? I don't know. I don't think so. Um, Oster is pretty good for getting back your banished Blackwings. I mean, I'm not sure how often you'll be banishing, but a few of your Blackwings do have banish effects. So, of course, like, it may take a little bit before you actually see banish. So, like, you might not want to play this at 3, maybe just, like, a few copies. Just in case, just for when your Blackwings do eventually get banished. Because its other effects, I don't think. I mean, its other effect to place a wedge is also kind of nice, helping out with that. Because a few of your Syncos do care about wedge counters. Sirocco, probably not really worth playing. Yeah, all that much. Like, it can, like, help something gain a bunch of attack. Maybe, like, play this at 1 since, like, it's pretty easy to search for stuff. And just in case you need to give something a bunch of attack to maybe get over, like, a wall on your opponent's side of the field. Zonda. I think this is another pretty new one. So this basically like has the on summon compulse effect that can even allow you to return your own monsters to the hand if you really want to. And also it can special summon a high level Blackwing from the hand or deck. So I mean, that's also a way to just basically bring out the Sirocco if you really want. So like so for that reason, it's probably what. But I'm not sure how many other like high level you really have. You can also bring out Simoon with it, but like I'm not sure how relevant that would really be. Could bring out this with it, but like I mean, you probably don't even need to play that. But yeah, it's probably worth like you could even just foolish this so you can have the graveyard effects online just when, like if you need it. It's a way to bring out Sirocco, which I think is pretty good. Like probably just like pretty much using this to send it to the graveyard so that you can bring out Sirocco in case you need to get over like a big high attack monster that's like unaffected by everything, because those do occasionally run around. This one's probably not worth playing all that much. Like it doesn't really do much. This one is another one, special summon from the hand, so this one's probably worth. I mean, even if they don't really have any relevant, like, in graveyard effects, like, this one just simply changes the target's battle position, which could be nice. But because it can special summon itself from the hand, while you control a Blackwing, because it's one of those, like, you probably want to play, like 3 copies just for that fact. Just because, like, I feel like when you can like just special summon something from the hand that easily, it's worth playing it like just for that. And then this one, I mean, I guess you can target your opponent's synchro monsters as well, but like your opponent's probably not gonna play a lot of synchros. I don't think it's really worth that playing that much. Like effects that like just like offer a little bit of protection without really doing anything else, or like offer like a little bit of attack buff without really doing anything else. Like I mean, like when you have like actual versatile monsters that can do like that can help you get into your like your X deck plays, whatever they may be, like those I think way more worth it. This is another one that allows you to special summon from the hand, so this is, I would say, definitely worth, and it can even change levels, so it actually has a pretty relevant effect Like, if you need... You don't have to use it, but you can if you, like, need to modify levels a bit. And then Gladius. It's not, I mean, it's another special summon, but it's a little bit more restrictive special. But, like, still, like, just need to control one Blackwing. Like, that shouldn't be too hard. Maybe you don't want to play at 3, I'm not sure. Because, like, its restrictions a little bit more. But, like, you definitely want to play a few copies of this, because this is another special summon. And it's never a bad thing to have a lot of special summons. Having a lot of ways you can special summon monsters. Even if they don't trigger the Black Whirlwind, you only get a few normal summons anyway. So it's definitely worth it to have a few ways of normal summoning. And you're pretty much going to have to normal summon something anyway, because, like, they only, like, special summon themselves while you have a Blackwing. This one simply gives a Blackwing attack. Which I think, okay, I know what I said, but, like, about, I mean, I guess this is also kind of cool with Cloak. Because, like, I believe you can also use this, like, when your opponent's, like, in the attack phase, to make it so that your opponent, like, loses their monster without realizing it. But I'm not sure if you really need 3 of him and 3 Cloak. You might just want to play Cloak, since, like, Cloak gives a lot more attack anyway. But if you can't use this, like, when they're, like, in the damage step, or, like, when they're already attacking, they can't get back the effect, definitely don't play it. But I believe you should be able to do it that way. This is another one that can special summon itself, so this is another one you probably wouldn't be playing at 3. This is another one that gains an effect on normal summon, but you do want a few of them, so maybe not as many that gain effects on normal summons, but, like, I mean, like, you do eventually get more normal summons, so maybe it's still not too bad. However, I mean, this can special summon any tuner, versus this, that it's any level 4 or lower, but, like, that's still most. And it does actually negate effects. And it's probably not that big of a deal that you can't go into Blackwings, like, but if you really do care about the lock, maybe play the ones that don't necessarily lock you out of other monsters. Or just, like, or just maybe realize if you do play those, sometimes you can't go into other monsters. But, I mean, like, the Blackwing X deck plays on too bad either, so you probably won't feel too bad about that. Black Whirlwind, you probably want to definitely play this at 3. Can also be searched via Simoon. But if you already have one in hand, like, the cool thing about this is, like, it's not once per turn or anything, so you can have multiples on the field to get multiple searches. Definitely play as many as you can before doing the Simoon, since he doesn't care if you have continuous spells already out, just that you can't control any monsters. Black Feather Whirlwind. I already said a little bit about it. Swallow's Nest, this basically trades out one of your Blackwings for another. You could even trade out one of your Synchros for one from your deck if you really want to. Not sure if you would ever want to do that, but, like, and then actually I don't know if you really can that easily. Like, I guess, like, trade out the level 6 for, like, the level 6 from your deck. It's another way to bring this out, but I don't know. This is probably better for trading out one of your main deck monsters for a different one. against the wind is another way to recur your Blackwings. The take damage isn't too bad. Like, that's like not much of a cost. Barely ever is turns out to be a cost. Oh boy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time for a deck overview. But like I'll definitely try for someone. Here, maybe I'll just like after this I'll go into the solo mode deck overview. At least one, and then I can always do the other news later. This is just simply an equip for Blackwings. It offers a little bit, but I don't know if it's that useful. Like, it takes a card of the opponent's hand, which it's kind of cool when it's sort of about. But like, so maybe like you could play one. I don't know if you really need to play this card. Like, I mean, is it really that worth it? Like, to like have an effect that discards a random card from the opponent's hand? I'm not sure. Like, you have other things that can do that too. And it's not really searchable. Icarus attack is pretty nice though. Like, you trade out one of your monsters. I mean, it really is like an equal, but like if they're like targets that like you like were really threatening, like it's kind of worth it. Like, and at least you're not going negative with this because you're giving up one monster plus this card for 2 cards. And like most of the time you're just getting rid of one of the monsters that you don't really care about anyway. You never really want to like tribute off one of your like really nice monsters for this effect unless you're like really desperate. Trap Sun probably not as needed. Twin Shadow. I mean, it's useful for being able to recur your banished monsters, since like there's may not be as many ways of recurring the banished monsters. And then it like gets another monster out of your extra deck, so yeah, pretty nice. It's kind of like an opposite value. Value banishes for this summon, and then this like and it actually treats it as a synchro. I don't believe the value treats it as a synchro. Yeah, it doesn't. So that's kind of nice actually. So this is probably like worth, since you can also activate it from your hand, which, and it shouldn't be too hard to be able to get from the hand. This is the other one that you can activate this card from your hand. And this is a good one too because like it like negates monster effects. And since it's a counter trap, it's not as easy to counter this effect. Anyway, Black Shell Squall. It negates spells or traps and set monsters. It's unfortunate they can't activate this from your hand though. Though you do have to remove a black feather counter, which I'm not sure if you'll always have that. Does this? I mean, maybe if you're playing the Assault Dragon, like the Assault Dragon might be worth playing, and if it is, maybe it's worth removing black feathers from that. Like playing this, like, and then like if you really have to negate a spell or trap, you have that, this one, which might be a little bit better. That also produces black feathers. This one is definitely worth playing, I would say. Actually, maybe just play one. Like, it's kind of like a Hoppy's Feather Duster that you connect. Actually, since you could already play Hoppy's Feather Duster, you don't need to play this, yeah. Like, just play Hoppy's Feather Duster instead, I would say. And, like, that's probably good enough. And you can't search this, so, like, it's not like it has that going for it. Although you can play this during the opponent's turn, so I didn't even think about that. So maybe it's worth having one of these, for when, so you can, like, play it during your opponent's turn. But you do need to already have Blackwings on the field in order to do it, so it's not like it's going to be very good if you're going second. This one might be kind of cool, but I mean, it has to be on direct attack, so that might. So, if it was on any attack, it would be really good, but since it has to be on direct attack, and that's probably not going to happen a lot because you'll have monsters. Yeah, I don't think so. You simply getting life points, not really that great. This one is probably a lot better. Yeah, this one is definitely a lot better than the backlash, since this can be on an attack for against a Blackwing, which is probably more likely to happen, and you can activate it from your hand. But if you control other monsters other than Blackwings, you won't be able to activate it from the hand. But I mean, especially in like if you're not really playing to go into a bunch of like non-Blackwing monsters, like this is definitely a really good card. Maybe if you're not really planning to play pure, maybe like don't necessarily play this card. But yeah, I think like this is like a much better Mirror Force basically, because like they won't see it as coming, it won't be as telegraphed. So I don't know if you want to play at 3, but like it's definitely a card to at least have one of. I would think. And then Blackwing Armor Master. I mean, like this one, it's kind of nice, but like you really want to be playing the Blackwing Full Armor Master, which it doesn't look like they have. The Blackwing Full Armor Master is like definitely the nicer of the two, since it's unaffected by stuff. It can like steal opponents' monsters, like I mean, like, and I don't know if you really need to play both, but I think Full On Master definitely you can like play that. Unfortunately, it doesn't come in this. That is really unfortunate. Blackwing Dragon kind of needs to play this card if you're planning to play the Assault Dragon, which destroys all cards when you have 4 more black feather counters, so that's kind of cool. There are other ways to, I mean, there's not really a lot of ways to destroy everything on the field, like, so I mean, it could be good, like, if you think, like, the destroy all cards, like, it's kind of worth the investment, I guess, and it has other effects as well, of course. I don't know if it's, like, that hard to bring out, like, because there are definitely lots of like synchro tuners out there, and it's pretty versatile on it being any synchro tuner that you need. Blackwing Armed Wing, probably not that worth it, since it just simply like gains attack, does piercing, not really that big of a deal. And then Berea Storm is another new one. This is probably a fine card to be playing because usually milling something from the deck is a pretty good effect. And maybe the level modulation is pretty good too at times. Especially since it is a synchro tuner, so like it could help you with like later synchro lines. And you can basically choose what level you want this to be. And it also helps set up the Banshee and Blackwing from your graveyard effect, if you really want to go for it when it destroys something by battle effect too. Yeah, and that's pretty much the deck. Oh boy, I kind of want to go through. Yeah, so I think I'll go through it real quick. I'll try to get to it real quick, so like I'm not lying about this being the next part of the SP deck thing. And I think I'm on the last one anyway. Oh boy. Dang it, I forget which one I'm on. Okay, so one of them was Invincible Blue Eyes. So I need to find that. Okay, so yeah, I was right. It is the last one. So I'll just have to be real quick. So this one is called Quiet Strength. The deck description reads, this deck employs 2 tactics, combine Silent Swordsman and Silent Magician, which becomes stronger with each level, and gadgets which aid in battle by calling the kind. It's important to assess your own hand and your opponent's stats and adjust your attack style accordingly. Yeah, gadgets are pretty good for helping to make sure your hand is always filled with a monster, since they can keep cycling through themselves. So that can be pretty good for your machine cards. Like the Magnet Reverse, you can make sure you have machines in your graveyard. You have like machines for other stuff. You have machines to be able to bring out the Platinum Gadget. Yeah, since that calls for 2 machines. Fortunately, the Silent Swordsman aren't really going to help with the machine side of things, but they offer their own powerful effects. Marshmallow, also for helping to stall out a little bit while you're looking for your pieces, which is even more helpful in a deck like this, since you won't necessarily be able to get to your big monsters right away if you don't have the right pieces, since they kind of need specific leveling cards. But you do have cards that make it a little bit easier, like the Level Up, which can cheat out one of your higher level monsters. You also have like Silent Swords Slash, which can help buff your swordsman enough that it won't be destroyed as easily, and then you can like make sure that like it can get around to your standby phase again, so you can like level him up. And then of course Swords and Raigeki can also help. Actually, like Swords really like can help with also stalling things out, so that it's another way to make sure you have the swordsman out long enough to level it up. Tides of the Brethren is nice for getting out of more copies of monsters, special summon other level 4s from the deck, which is also, I mean, unfortunately Silent Swordsman isn't actually level 4, but this one is. However, it can't be special summoned by ties, so that kind of stinks. And this one can't either, so. But Silent Magician level 4 can be summoned via ties, so. I mean, maybe you can like get him out, but like this also calls for of the same type, attribute, and level, so maybe not necessarily. It might be more for bringing out your other gadgets to like cycle through the others a little bit faster. And then Gold Sarcophagus can help you like eventually get cards into your hand. Also, maybe if you have like ways. Oh wait, also it works pretty well with Mind Reverse, since you can banish one of your gadgets, and since it's a machine, you can bring it back. And then you also got other machines. This is nice since it can be special summon, and also like another reason why you're playing the gadgets. And luckily it's up to 2, so you don't really need to like special summon it while you have one in the grave. Oh wait, no, or one you control. But I think it's better if it's in the grave, because then you can like. Well, you can like special summon this, and if you haven't normal summoned yet, you can like do the gadget. But if you use the one on the field, then you kind of lose access to be able to go into a link place. So that's why it's kind of better to have in the grave. Yeah, and then Swordsman and Magician can kind of act as like others. They also, so this one counts as Swordsman. These, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, and they can also bring out your other Silent Swordsman, Silent Magician cards. And they're fairly easy to special summon too. Yeah, and then the Silent Swordsman are about like helping to deal with spells. This one like ultimately like negating all spells on the field. And then the Silent Magician, oh yeah, so like so these work pretty well. So these also like they're both focused on spells, which is probably why they wanted to focus on the Swordsman and the Magicians. Oh yeah, which I guess makes sense, since all of this kind of the silent archetype, the silent level archetype. And then boot up Admiral. Like, this is another thing you can do with your gadgets to bring out a pretty big monster. Reinforcement can search for the warriors, which is helpful because then you can at least get started with like leveling up. Monster Reborn can help bring back some of your like it can at least bring back like your like middle stage line for the for some of this level monsters, like because like this one can actually be special summoned. And then Power of Extravagance for draw. Boot up orders, another one that can deal with gadgets, that can give you more advantage with gadgets like specials. This can also special summon ones that are equipped with onto the boot up corporal, so that's another way to like special summon them, and then you have material for your link plays. This one is better when you actually have a level 7 because then like it gains a bonus effect, but even if you don't, it's still not too bad. Like it just loses that bonus effect of being untargetable or undestructible by opponent's card effects. And then these can also just act as monsters as well, or like they can gain oh yeah, this one can also allow you to equip a level 4 gadget from your hand or deck. Probably deck is better because then you can just filter out your deck. So that's also another reason why these are so good at searching others, because they help filter out your deck. And then this one can gain 3000 attack, but even if you don't want to do that, maybe you don't necessarily have all the requirements, you could always just use him as material for like Platinum Gadget. And then Valk, I'm not sure like if you're like gonna be able to bring this out. Yeah, I think like the fusions might just be there for like extravagance fodder, so that you're not as likely to hit the links. Anyway, that's pretty much the deck. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't really talk about Silvo special summons monster from the deck, so that's pretty good. Yeah, you are playing a lot of level 4s, and you can even play this. It is like your opponent does have to destroy something by card effect, but maybe if they did during main phase 2, like maybe you could special summon out the one that can like trade itself off during the next standby phase, and then that's another way you can like do it without having to worry about being destroyed. Anyway, that's pretty much the deck. I hope you enjoyed the deck overview. I hope you enjoyed maybe a little any of the news sections that you stayed for, and you can let me know if you decide to actually buy the structure deck. Okay, bye everyone. I'll leave the verse and the gratitude notes in the description within the next few days, as well as the discussion as a pinned comment. Okay.